This is PJNET.TV, and this is my perspective and comments. In this video segment of My Perspective and Comments, we cover politics, society here and abroad, and the events of the day that are shaping our nation. PJNET.TV, My Perspective and Comment, coming to you with a worldview, one nation under God. Welcome to My Perspective and Comments. And I'd like to start out with talking a bit about the Supreme Court and what took place this week. They heard arguments for assistant coach Joe Kennedy. He was in Bremerton, Washington, and he was the assistant coach, and he's been embroiled in a 7-year legal battle regarding his stance when it came to after the game. So in 2015, assistant coach Joe Kennedy lost his job as an assistant coach at the high school in Washington State after taking a knee in silent prayer on the 50-yard line after games. So this came to the Supreme Court, and it looks like there's been several justices that have been sympathetic to what took place, and it could very well be from Justice Thomas to Justice Kavanaugh and Gorsuch. They came across and sounded sympathetic towards the freedom to pray, and we'll see. This ruling, I think, we'll be hearing the results or the of what they've heard, what the Supreme Court heard in their ruling will be, I believe, in the fall. But all indications are that the conservative justices seem to be sympathetic to assistant coach Joe Kennedy. I'd like to talk now again. Here we go again. America's governor, Ron DeSantis, and the legislature placed on his desk a ruling that and a bill placed on Governor Ron DeSantis' desk, and Governor Ron DeSantis, during a packed press conference in Spring Hills, Florida, Governor DeSantis signed Senate Bill 524 into law, strengthening voting rules in the state and establishing the nation's first office of election crimes and security at the Department of State, specifically formed to investigate and prosecute voter fraud. So here we go, again, leading the nation, the state of Florida, and Governor Ron DeSantis. Well, I'd like to, at this point, we've heard a lot over these last couple weeks regarding free speech. And we've now, this week, it's official. Elon Musk has successfully bought Twitter. And if there's any doubt, in fact, all doubt has been laid bare regarding who really hates free speech. And if you heard the talking heads out of MSNBC or CNN or you name the liberal, this is going to be the downfall Twitter, and Elon Musk is a Nazi and he's a hater and he's this, that, and the other. They were coming out of every cubbyhole that the left has to rail against Elon Musk. And what's so ironic is that the very things that they're talking about, he can't take, he's gonna silence voices, and it's gonna be the worst thing for free speech. And this is exactly what Twitter and Facebook and all these platforms have been doing over these last 4 or 5 years, is silencing any voice that doesn't line up with what they see is that what should be the narrative. And Twitter is been guilty of that. Facebook has been guilty of that. And right now, Elon Musk has come in and said this platform is going to be built and established on free speech and people being able to be able to have a real debate back and forth, and that not necessarily coming into agreement, but both sides being heard and both sides being projected of their viewpoint. And that's what free speech is all about. People being able to say what's on their mind, and Twitter as a platform, a free speech platform. And again, we're not talking hate. We're not talking threatening people. When it comes to crimes, that needs, you get bounced when you're threatening people on Twitter or anywhere on any platform. So yes, it's going to, you heard the left talking about, it's going to be like the Wild Wild West, and, people are going to go wild. No, there will be some standards, but not what's been going on now, shadow banning, and if a certain left group doesn't like what you say, then you're off the platform, or suspended, or blacklisted. That is going to stop. But yes, there will be guidelines here where people can't threaten to kill somebody or maim somebody and those criminal areas. So again, we have Elon Musk that has bought Twitter. And again, I had mentioned a couple weeks ago, again, PJNET had a good voice on Twitter when it came to our hashtag rallies, and we were speaking to what was taking place in our society. We were speaking to the education of our kids when it came to Common Core. We were speaking to those that were coming against our police. Hashtag back the blue. And I'll tell you, what's happened over the last 3 years, we've seen the left and Satan move right in. And what are they doing now? We've got people, transgender teachers, talking about, it's all right for them to be able to teach our kids or our grandkids this stuff. And their identity, their gender identity, and this stuff is getting pushed on Twitter, and PJNET. Hashtag PJNET had a voice to that, and a voice to what was going on in our society. And what we saw in Virginia, where parents rose up and elected a governor that at a certain point was losing to Terry McAuliffe, but because Glenn Youngkin spoke to the parents and backed the parents, an issue that hit home to parents, put him over the top. And this is where PJNet has stood with those that may not have had that voice. And we have been in that arena where we were telling a story. We were bringing a message. And that the hashtag rallies were a strong voice that PJNet was displaying throughout the week when we would have hashtag rallies. And I'm just thinking right now, wouldn't it be nice to have a hashtag rally, the Great Reset? And we have a brother, Doug, that has been integrally bringing together information to alert us, the watchman on the wall, of what's taking place when it comes to the ESG score, when it comes to the World Economic Forum. Those things that PJNet has been, on the forefront to be a pushback to these things that are taking place in our nation right now, and say we're not all on board with this stuff. When it comes to grooming our kids in school, and somehow that's right, and somehow Ron DeSantis for standing up for parents is somehow demonized. So again, PJNet. Hashtag PJNet and the hashtag rallies. Another source of praise to the Lord was hashtag Renew Us, a message of God's love and care for this world and individuals. So again, as Twitter gets back to free speech, maybe there'll be some hashtag PJNet on board to bring a word and a message to this society and push back on what Satan and his crowd has been pushing on this society and trying to make normalize, and bringing continued attention on what's taking place on our southern border, and bringing attention to those border patrol agents that lay their life down to save or try and save individuals, and come to find out they laid their life down or tried to rescue people that were drug dealing, bringing drugs in from Mexico. So yes, PJNet continues to be bringing a message of hope and bringing individuals to share. And again, as Joe Manchin had mentioned, and many of the Republicans, when it comes to energy, we're not stuck with just windmills and solar farms. We want all the avenues: nuclear, natural gas. We don't want to leave anything on the table. We want to use all our energy resources. And again, in PJNet, we don't want to leave anything on the table either. There's many ways to communicate, and PJNet has been effective in bringing truth and pushing back against some of the cultural takeovers that we see taking place in the left. So again, we'll see how time goes here. They're still finalizing this buyout, this takeover from Elon Musk for Twitter. But already there are people that have already been they're optimistic, and they want to support Elon Musk. And we've got some videos here that we'll be talking about. Mark Levin will be sharing with us regarding his stance. He walked away from Twitter, I believe, 2 years ago, and he's back on Twitter, and because he sees Elon Musk and what he's trying to do. We're also going to be hearing from someone new from the Daily Wire. Michael Knowles will be sharing a bit about what took place with this, 28 days or something record for CNN Plus. The CNN Plus didn't stay around too long, and he'll be sharing that, and also some of the things that have been taking place in the airport. And another video just kind of highlighting Elon Musk's buy of Twitter. So here, take a look at these video clips that we have for you.